smoking Port Said greets British expeditionary forces as they arrive for an assault landing. The city had been consistently bombed for days before the amphibious operation. Oil dumps go up in flames under the pounding, and the harbor is littered with sunken vessels, some bomb victims, others scuttled by the Egyptians. Egyptian airfields and key military points were occupied by British and French forces, but an uneasy stillness lay over the Suez Canal zone. The ceasefire was in effect, but the question of withdrawal led to stalemate, an Anglo-French refusal to pull out troops until the arrival of a United Nations police force. As the force, composed of Canadian, Colombian, and Scandinavian units, was being mustered, tension in the Mideast crisis continued, unabated. With the canal already blocked, the sole remaining aim of the Anglo-French forces was to begin clearing the key waterway, and in the area they held, back up Egyptian police in maintaining order and preventing looting. The invaders marked time while the diplomacy of the world through the United Nations General Assembly strove to reach a settlement to satisfy all sides and remove one of the gravest threats to peace in recent years. A wave of outrage and protest sweeps across free Europe in the wake of Russia's bloody stamping out of Hungary's anti-Soviet revolt. In West Berlin, torches lit a mass meeting of thousands. In Paris, angry crowds attacked the stone fortress that houses the French Communist Party, setting fire to the massive structure during a 4-hour riot. Holland, after a nationwide moment of silence and sympathy for Hungary, crowds stormed Communist Party headquarters in Amsterdam. One of the most orderly cities in Europe saw angry fighting, a fiery demonstration that summed up the continent's reaction to the Red Army's sack of Budapest. A private twin-engine plane attempting a landing at a New York airport in the murk of dusk crashed into an 800-foot television tower a short distance from the Hudson River. A section of the wing can be seen jammed against the tower. Following the crash, the plane gyrated 7 blocks and smashed into an apartment house sheltering more than 100 persons. Flaming gasoline added to the hazard as wreckage from the plane mingled with debris from the shattered building. The pilot, the plane owner, and 2 tenants in the building died in the tragedy, and 17 were injured. So weakened was the tower that 2,000 are evacuated from the area as workmen cut away the top portion which falls against the side. The 15-ton segment dangles like a sword of Damocles until the long job of dismantling the tower is complete. The nation paid tribute to the dead of America's wars and to the more than 22.5 million living veterans. Traditional Veterans Day ceremonies were held in Arlington National Cemetery, where James Stewart, film star and Air Force Reserve Colonel, said that this country must never neglect its sacred obligation to honor those who died in battle. Veterans Administrator Higley laid the presidential wreath on the tomb of the unknown soldier. Valor and sacrifice of past wars against the background of a new grim threat to peace. With the world in crisis, the Navy goes on the alert and disperses its forces ready for instant action. The carrier Yorktown receives a full complement of planes as she makes ready for sea duty. With her deck full of fighter planes, the Yorktown will be a powerful striking force in any trouble spot. Supplies pour aboard as the Yorktown speeds operations for her departure for whatever assignment lies ahead. And there's no telling where that assignment might be. But to those left behind, it is a moment that never ceases to be poignant.